Pro-life voters have a choice to make in House District 14B in the November 5th general election, you guys. I'm Ben Dorr, Executive Director with Minnesota Right to Life, and I'm going to very quickly break down for you where your candidates stand on pro-life issues. If you care about family, faith, freedom of religion, if you care about any of these things, you need to know about your current state representative and who's running against them. First person we're going to talk about right now is the challenger. Sue Eck is the Republican running against current Democrat State Representative Dan Wolgamitt. The first thing you should know about Sue is that she filled out her Minnesota Right to Life candidate questionnaire 100% pro-life. She's a woman. She cares about women. She cares about babies. She cares about life, and she wants to be an advocate for all of it if she makes it to the Capitol. She opposes minors getting abortions. Now, it's current law in Minnesota that a minor can get an abortion without ever having to talk to their mom or dad. Okay, we think that is absolutely outrageous. We keep seeing, we've heard this so many times, of girls getting basically bullied, pushed into getting an abortion by an abusive boyfriend, by something like that. And if they don't even have to contact mom or dad, if a 15-year-old girl walks in the door, we think that's outrageous. Dan Wolgamitt voted for it. Sue Eck is opposed. She's opposed to taxpayer-funded abortions. The left keeps saying, get out of our bedrooms, stay out of our houses, freedom, freedom for all, personal autonomy. But then they'll turn around and go, oh, you're a Christian who doesn't believe that babies should be killed? We're going to take money out of your pocket and we're going to pay for these abortions over here. And if you don't like it, you're going to go to jail if you don't pay those taxes. Sue Eck says no. And she supports defunding Planned Parenthood, which we all know is the largest abortionist, the largest baby killer in the country and right here in Minnesota. So Sue gets an AQ rating from Minnesota Right to Life. The only reason it's not an A rating is because she's not been in office yet to take these votes, but she has voiced her total support for pro-life causes. And so we want you guys to get out and vote pro-life on November 5th. Now, we're going to talk about current Democrat State Representative Dan Wolgamitt. This is going to be kind of surreal. Every word we say here is absolute truth. We're going to put this right in here. Dan Wolgamitt voted for abortions up to birth. This was House File 1. It got passed in 2023. It allows abortion through all 9 months of pregnancy, all the way up to the moment of birth. But it gets worse than that. You think, how could it be worse than that? You know what? We'll jump right down to the third one here. It's because he voted to remove the born alive protections from Minnesota code. For all time up until 2023, if a baby was born during a botched abortion, was breathing, crying, that baby had the protections of those who are born alive, and they had to be given life-saving care. Those restrictions, those protections rather, were removed from state code by Dan Wolgamitt in the 2023 legislative session. Okay, now babies can literally be born, be outside the mother, crying, breathing, and they can be left to die on a cold stainless steel plate. Dan Wolgamitt voted for that absolute barbarism. And that's what it is. If you can let a baby die on a table, you're barbaric. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Dan Wolgamitt voted for this. Dan Wolgamitt voted to allow minors, as we talked about a minute ago, to get abortions without having to talk to their mom or dad. We think that's absolutely outrageous. It's preposterous. It's destructive to the girl. It's totally destructive to the baby. It's destructive to the family. It does nothing to solve a problem. It creates more, takes a life, and harms women on top of it all. It's absolutely outrageous. Dan Wolgamitt voted for it. He voted to allow minors to get sex changes. Again, without mom or dad. Don't like it? The state can take away your child. All of these laws were passed in 2023 under the DFL trifecta in St. Paul, and Dan Wolgamitt was a linchpin vote on the entire thing. If you think that a 14-year-old should be able to go and have their genitals chopped off without dad or mom even being told it's happening, if you think that that is somehow affirming care, you're absolutely out of your mind. It's just, Dan Wolgamitt voted for it. He voted for this. And that is why Dan Wolgamitt is an enemy of the pro-life movement. He's an enemy of the nuclear family. He's an enemy of Christians, people of faith. And he voted for the most, there's no other state in America that has all of these on the books. Not one. Not New York, not California. Minnesota has the most extreme abortion, LGBT laws, sex change laws for minors, for children of any state in America. And that's why Dan Wolgamitt gets a big F rating from Minnesota Right to Life. And we ask that when you go out to vote on November 5th, or if you do early voting, bring your friends, your family, your neighbors. Stand up for decency, stand up for goodness, stand up for life, stand up for the family, stand up for tradition, and vote pro-life.